Hey, everybody, this is Tim Sutton with a new perspective. Thank you for being here. Hopefully, we can educate you some on dealing with disabilities, autism, Alzheimer's, every other disability out there. There's such a need for it. But a little background on me, if you are not familiar, I am a law enforcement officer in the state of Virginia, and I have worked almost 20 years with families dealing with disabilities, which I prefer to call differabilities. And we'll explain that a little bit in a little bit. But what I wanted to do was bring a friend of mine on who I have known almost that whole 20 years. She's a counselor here in the Richmond area and actually has 2 children on the spectrum, autism spectrum. And having encounters and interactions with her over the years, I saw a need. She saw a need, not just in her own children, but all of the children in the community, all the people in the community who have disabilities, and just raising awareness and having events and different opportunities for them. And we talked probably about a year ago and about forming some type of nonprofit here in the area. There are nonprofits out there, but she and I and a lot of other people did not feel like enough was being done to really reach out and raise awareness and the advocacy that needed to be there. So she is the president of the newly formed nonprofit, A Better Understanding. You can learn all about it if you go to abetterunderstanding.org. But Kelley Kramer is the president of this organization. And I just wanted to bring her on to talk about some things. We have a lot of opportunities planned, one of them coming up this Saturday here in the Richmond area, but just wanted to talk to her about a better understanding and what it's all about, what it entails, and her hopes and plans for this nonprofit. So I'd like to introduce everybody to Kelley Kramer.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Tim. Thanks for inviting me.
Hey, Kelley. I appreciate you being here. So ABU, or A Better Understanding.org, is a newly formed nonprofit. I'm on the board as vice president. You're the president. We've got a lot of other people on the board that, parents of individuals with disabilities. We've got Jeff Katz from the Jeff Katz Show on WRVA here in Richmond, who has a daughter with a disability. He has accepted a position on the board. And we plan on doing some big things. But how about can you explain how all of this got started?
Well, yes. I guess a bunch of us got together. Myself, there's another mom, Donna Gammon, who, you mention often. She has a son on the spectrum. You and a bunch of other folks, we all got together and put together a Santa, that's what we call Silent Santa. And what we found was there was a real need for individuals who have autism to have a quiet Santa experience, because so many times Santa it can be a frenetic experience at the mall and standing in line and waiting, and noises and lights and all of those things can be very stimulating for individuals who have autism. So what we wanted to do was create a Silent Santa experience where the individuals could come, they could have lunch with Santa and kind of like get to know Santa in a slow way. And then when the time came to talk to Santa about what they wanted for Christmas, they could actually go up on a stage, which was far away from the rest of the individuals. So they could just kind of have a decompressing kind of positive experience. So we really had a good turnout for that. And immediately we said, well, we've got to do this every year because there is a need, right. A met need for that. So then we started talking, and then a bunch of us said, well, why don't we do other events throughout the year for individuals. And so we just decided to form a nonprofit so we could do some fundraising toward the goal of having events in the community for individuals, and also to acknowledge folks who are doing a great job in the community, both with and without disabilities, and then also the businesses that are supporting, and are friendly to individuals. So that's kind of how it started.
Well, we had that event. I actually had the opportunity to interview Santa Claus at that event.
Yes.
And we had worked with a separate nonprofit at the time, but we realized that we had so many businesses and organizations that wanted to contribute. However, the money needed to stay local, to do things locally to help the families. And that's kind of what really pushed it. I know we had talked about it for a while, but that's really got us to the realization we need to get this up and running so we can take care of those in the community with us.
Right. And we're finding unmet needs that, we didn't even realize individuals don't have a lot of social activities in the community.
Right.
Oftentimes, a lot happens during high school years or during school years for little ones. There's Challenger baseball, there's Special Olympics. Of course, they do, adults as well. But what we wanted was giving individuals an opportunity to come out in the community and have some fun, but also kind of educate the able-bodied population into, hey, these folks are here. They deserve to have fun opportunities in the community and to have, do things.
Because a lot of times these individuals with different types of abilities,
right.
A lot of times, and I'm sure you've seen it, over the years, these are the kids and adults that maybe don't get invited to the birthday parties.
Right.
Because there's something a little bit different. They don't get those invitations. And then when they have their own birthday party or something, they send out invitations and people don't show up. Right. And so they're there by themselves. And that's why we want to break that wall down and be able to have these events where they can be a part of it and we can be a part of it with them and to let them know that they matter. And again, we've got an event coming up this Saturday here in the Richmond area. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we partnered with the Hanover Sports Park in Glen Allen, Virginia. They generously said that we could have a portion of their proceeds toward our efforts. And so we are going to be out at Hanover Sports Park on Saturday. And it's going to be all day. So come on out. And it's, I think we have a flyer for that. And that we can put up, and also we and this is for not only individuals to come out, but anybody. So families, if you have an individual who has a person in your family with a disability or not, if you want to support our effort, there's our flyer. So yes, it's going to be at Hanover Sports Park. It's going to be all day. ABU Day, a better understanding ABU. And we call ourselves the ABU crew. So yes, we'll be there. We also want folks to bring some school supplies so we can stuff the bus, so we can give back to to the school system who has students who don't have supplies, so we can support that effort as well. So we always want to pay it back.
Right.
But our mission really is to support, we want to encourage awareness that individuals exist where they are your neighbors and community members. But we also want to foster acceptance of individuals as they are. And we're not trying to change people or
right.
Get rid of their quote unquote symptoms. We want to accept individuals where they are, how they are. But we also want to acknowledge, the good things that people have done in spite of their, differabilities, and also what businesses are out there. Like we have Hanover Sports Park was generously stepped up to support us. We have some other businesses who've been supporting us. And then we want to not only advocate for our friends who have differabilities, but also kind of support them in advocating for themselves,
Right,
because
right.
that's so important to learn those skills on how to, speak up, advocate for yourself, ask for what you need, and that kind of thing. So.
Right. So yeah, I would encourage anybody has a family member or is involved in the disability community, and even if you're not, please come out and meet us Saturday. It's 11,000 Washington Highway in Glen Allen, Virginia. We'll be there from open to close. Somebody from A Better Understanding will be there, but come out and meet us. And is putt putt. There's a driving range, I believe.
Batting
Other things.
cage.
Yeah, other activities out there. And
I want
even
to
if you
see you.
don't,
I want to see you in the batting cage.
you don't want to see me in the batting
Yeah,
cage.
yeah.
Oh no. But the thing is, even if you're not interested in any of that, please come out there. We'd love to meet you. And even beyond that, if you go to the Hanover Sports Park, mention ABU, mention us and what we're doing. And you can always go to abetterunderstanding.org, keep up with whatever events we're having. But it's all about giving back to the community, like Kelley said. So we're doing that event, and then in August for our local people, I don't care where you are. If you come, you come. We want to see you. We want to meet you. But we're also, I believe it's August 13th here in Hanover County. We're at Poor Farm Park. We're having a dance party and a movie night. So share some of that with us, Kelley.
Yes, so we were able to partner with Hanover Parks and Recreation, and they generously allowed us to keep the park open at night, which they normally close at sundown, so that we could have a dance party during the day, and then in the evening we're going to have Happy Feet, the movie. We're going to show it just like the movie theater. So we encourage individuals to bring a pillow or a blanket or something like that. So it's going to be kind of like just a chill down after the dance party. And we're going to be providing food as well.
Right.
Have a cookout, and I guess hot dogs, hamburgers, and sides and things like that. So come out on that day, and I have a flyer for that one as well. If you could, yeah, there it is. Okay, Saturday, August 13th. It's going to start at 4 p.m. until 10. And we also ask that individuals bring some school supplies as well, so we can stuff the bus and give back to the community in that way.
Right.
Yes.
Well, it's also, and also we, was it last month, I believe, the Strawberry Fair in Ashland. We were there. We had a tent set up, table set up to get some information out to people. And we had a lot of interest from the community, and actually had other nonprofits coming over wanting to know what they could do to be a part of what we are. And they're like, let us know what you need. We love what you're doing. And again, if you look around, there are organizations here locally that do things for individuals with disabilities, but we want to just up the ante. We want to make it more. We want to make it bigger. And we just want to really show people that individuals with disabilities matter to us, and they need to matter to themselves. So what we're doing is for them, and we appreciate the opportunity to do this. Here's a look at the website. Again, it's abetterunderstanding.org. If you go on there, you can get on our mailing list, and we can keep you informed of events that are coming up, things we're going to be doing. I actually have my own consulting business where I train public safety or anybody else that will listen on autism, intellectual disabilities, Alzheimer's, and other forms of dementia. So there's a link there. You can get in touch with me or go to tim-sutton.com and you can find out about what I do. But the nonprofit is really where it is at right now. And what we're trying to accomplish is just advocate, raise awareness, promote acceptance, and acknowledge the fact that these individuals are important, and that we care about them, and they matter to us. So Kelley, you talked about the party we had last December. Have you got anything to share about what we're planning beyond the dance party? I know we want to do the Christmas party again, and last year we actually had Santa. I got to interview him, and I did not realize Santa had been trained on a lot of aspects of autism. But
Yes.
he was very touched by what we did, and hopefully he'll be able to make it back to this year.
He and I think you've trained a room full of Santas, didn't you?
Well, we're working on that. We're working on it. Yeah. Some of his helpers have expressed the interest in having some training as well. So that's still in progress.
Okay. Well, that's something to look forward to, because where else is it really overstimulating for individuals than at Christmas time, and
Right.
especially visiting Santa. So that's, I mean, I know my children are grown now. My daughter's 25, my son's 22. But I know my own experience was having two individuals, two children. There were often times that we did not see Santa, actually.
Right.
And it was unfortunate, because that was an opportunity also for a nice family photo, everybody together.
Right.
Which is one thing that we provided at the Santa party, is that we had photographs taken of families with Santa, and that they could have that good keepsake after the
Right.
party. So
Right.
we're hoping to do that again this year. So yeah, August, we have some things planned out for the fall, but our events chairman has that in the works. So keep posted on our website so you can find out what we're going to be doing in the fall. But right now we're focusing on these two events, and
Right. And we had an impromptu event out at the Diamond a couple months ago, where Parney with the Flying Squirrels, Richmond Flying Squirrels, we were out there for an ABU night, and it was impromptu, but we had group homes coming out there, and some of them, I know, in a conversation with you, said they've never been to a baseball game, never had that opportunity, but we were able to have that night. And I think we've got a picture to show. We had Sheriff Carl Leonard with Chesterfield County Sheriff's Office actually sent us one of his police cars that's marked up for autism. And there's a picture of us, and there's Emily Morrissey and her family. And if you want to give a plug to Emily's bracelets, Emily, she has her own business. She makes bracelets, and I would encourage you to go to emilysbracelets.com, see what she's got. She's got blue line bracelets for law enforcement, bracelets for fire, EMS, military, and different Down syndrome and different nonprofits she helps support.
Yeah.
And we've actually, I was texting with her mom this morning, and we've asked them to develop an ABU bracelet, and hopefully that'll be out on their website soon. Please check her website. Again, it's emilysbracelets.com. She's doing amazing things, making these bracelets, making a name. And I think we had Emily and PJ, her brother, on the show probably 2 or 3 months ago. And since 2018, he said that they've sold over 18,000 bracelets across the country. So please check her out. And but that baseball event, have Sheriff Carl Leonard send that car, because he's taken a very active role in recognizing autism. I've seen this car at different locations, but we were very appreciative of him sending him and one of his deputies out there to be with us and just let people know what we're doing, and we care. Law enforcement, we care. We need to train up more law enforcement, more public safety officers, and that's where I step in to be able to train them and educate them, so that when they go on these calls dealing with somebody with a disability, and autism is kind of an invisible disability. There are a lot of invisible disabilities, but being able to pick up on some of the signs and behaviors so that we can do our job more effectively. So it's kind of a full circle. We're trying to get out there and do anything and everything we can to help, to advocate. And like you said, I think the key point is we want to advocate with our friends with different abilities, but we also want to support them in being able to advocate for themselves. And we do want to recognize businesses and other groups that are acknowledging the need and taking chances on hiring people with disabilities, because I can tell you, you're not going to be disappointed. So anything else you can think that you want to pass on about this nonprofit? We are just getting it up and running. We have a lot of plans, and I would encourage people, if they have ideas, please contact us and let us know where we could step in and maybe do some other things. But is there anything else in particular you want to share about ABU?
Yes, we on our website we do have, you can subscribe, and so we can send you emails about what's going, our events and things like that. And then we also have a place for families to sign up for future events or for upcoming events, so we can keep families abreast of what's going on and things that they can come and attend. So, and things are always coming up on our website. We always have also have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, so on all the platforms. But yeah, a betterunderstanding.org, you can learn about what we're doing and also see upcoming events, and then also sign up so you can get an email or however you prefer to get future events. But also, I just wanted to say also that, I am a mental health counselor right now. My background is in rehabilitation counseling, so I did do vocational counseling in my early career. And what you said about individuals working is so true. There's more dependability, less call out days. I mean, there's data, there's research into how dependable individuals who have different abilities are in the workplace. And we've seen that with just the folks we know who have jobs in the community, and employers love them, and they are part of the team and end up doing a phenomenal job if folks are just given a chance and have the right supports on the job. So yeah, it's huge to have community-based employment rather than being in a room putting things in boxes. Like that's called a sheltered workshop. We advocate in rehab counseling to have community-based employment with supports if the individual needs supports. And any supports could be anything, whether it's a job coach, whether it's an alternate work schedule, whatever the individual needs to be successful at work. So I'm glad you mentioned that, because it's so important.
I like to I always give shout out to Lowe's Home Improvements here locally. And, we've got a friend of ours, Austin Gammon, Donna Gammon's son, who works there. And, great employee. He's on time. He does his job, and he goes well beyond doing his job. If he sees somebody, a customer, or anybody in need, he's the first one to jump in and try to help them. And he's on the autism spectrum. He can tell you down to the day how many days he's worked at Lowe's. And I believe last month he got it one Employee of the Month. So they are great employees. They may have some different type of behaviors, and that's what we try to educate people on, understanding some of those behaviors. But it's a lot of it is tolerance and understanding, but giving people opportunities to show how they can do things, and it gives them a purpose. Knowing they've got a job, and a lot of it is acclimating them into society. Sometimes teaching them how to go to work, how to handle a job, how to get a paycheck, and how to manage money. And hopefully you can help teach them how to live on their own at some point. And, the pride that they have in that is just absolutely amazing. So, again, Lowe's, I can't say enough good things about them and what they've done here locally. And I know there are other businesses. And if there are businesses out there, I know Tommy Moyer locally with Loop Tech on Route 301 here in the county. He's hired individuals on the spectrum, and he has not been disappointed because they're great employees. So I give Tommy kudos for that. But we're just, and if you have a business out there and this is something you're interested in getting involved with, or helping support us or get us out there, or give us opportunities to tell what you're doing, please contact us. Go to the website, betterunderstanding.org, and let us know what you're doing. And it doesn't have to be local. It could be anywhere. If you're watching this, we'd love to hear from you and talk to you. So what other, we've got these events that we've got scheduled. We're going to be doing. What else do you want to share? You've got the mental health background. I mean, you've got the full gamut, the mental health background. You understand all of these things. Plus, you've got children with a disability. So many people can come to you as a huge resource. anything to share about the two backgrounds, the mental health as well as the autism?
Well, as you know, I mean, you and I go way back. We first met when we enrolled the children in the program
Right.
through the sheriff's office, and because we had some real fears about them wandering off, and it's really frightening to think your children, you want them near you and you want them. I mean, my
Safe.
son can't talk; he's nonverbal, so
Right.
if he were to get lost, he would not be able to tell anyone where he lives. So that was a huge resource for us. And then, they've grown up. They've launched. They live on their own now.
Right.
They both are in group homes, but they're living with supports.
Right.
And I just always say that the sheriff's office helped raise them because so it's so important to have a connection with the local police department, because that way the individuals, if they do get lost, they know to look for a uniform and a name tag. My daughter once got lost at a theme park, and I was frantic, and I think you remember that incident, and at a water park, and she comes bopping up with a worker from the park, and she goes, "I knew to look for a uniform and a name tag, Mom." And we were getting ready to deploy, all the resources to try to find her. But so just that training of being in the home, getting them used to seeing someone in uniform and knowing that person is a helper, is huge for families. So
what you're talking about is a tracking system for individuals who can wander off or elope and get away from the caregivers. And I think that it's hugely important, but also the relationships that those officers are able to build with the families and the individuals. And then they don't, when they look at that officer, they don't remember just what they saw on television, because it's usually negative. But they're able to build these positive relationships with public safety officers. And, my goal with what I do in training public safety is the peaceful encounters for positive outcomes. And in your case, I know Lauren went missing a few counties away from where I work, but I was getting in my vehicle with my equipment to come help try to find her. But she had learned to go to that person in some type of uniform with a name tag, and she took care of herself. But, the tracking systems, unfortunately, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, locally, we have a young boy who actually got away from his parents, wandered off, and there was a huge search and rescue mission. He had Down syndrome as well as autism, and the final outcome was not very positive. And that's why I encourage, and I just bring it up all the time, when you have these missions or search and rescue missions, or somebody goes missing with a disability, get to your water sources first, because many times they are drawn to water. And I don't know if a tracking system was used with this young man, but the tracking systems are available to help if that's an issue. But, we do need to get out there and train our public safety to help keep people safe and keep these families safe. So, but no, we've been able to build a wonderful relationship, and through ABU, I'm hoping we can develop more of those relationships, and they can come meet me, learn about what I do. But I just, there's so much out there we need to do, and we're going to do it.
Yeah.
So, Kelley, I want to thank you for being on here today to explain what's going on with ABU, and anything final thoughts you have for that?
I just wanted to mention our email is info@abetterunderstanding.org. info@abetterunderstanding.org. So if you want to drop us a line, we'd love to hear from you. And thanks for putting that up. So yes, we would love to hear from you. If you want to sign up, if families want to sign up for events, there's a sign up sheet on the website, abetterunderstanding.org. So please be in touch.
Yes, indeed. Well, Kelley, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you and what you're doing and what we're all doing. And it's going to be a success. We're going to do some great things. So thank you for being here. Hopefully we can get you back on here soon.
Well, thanks for having me, Tim. Have a great day.
You too. Well, everybody, I want to thank y'all for joining in. Hopefully, we helped educate you some and teach you about what we're doing here locally. Again, if you've got questions, please contact abetterunderstanding.org. Find out the events in the area. If you want to contact me, you can go to my website, tim-sutton.com, or my email. Please reach out, aawareness12@yahoo.com. Would love to hear from any and all of you. And just thanks for being here and watching the show. Hope you learned something. And Dad, I love you. Thanks for watching.